Get ready, news junkies. The information superhighway is buzzing, and PumpTalk News is your express lane to the most electrifying updates. We're diving headfirst into a world where stories break faster than you can refresh your feed, and we've got the inside scoop you absolutely cannot miss. We're talking about the echoes of iconic sounds that have resonated through time, sparking deep emotional connections and collective experiences that transcend the ordinary. It's a story about how a voice, even one marked by struggle, can become a powerful symbol of resilience and shared humanity, bringing people together in unexpected ways. This is the kind of narrative that reminds us why certain artists become legends. And speaking of protecting yourself in this fast-paced world, we're shifting gears to a critical consumer alert. Scammers are getting more sophisticated, and this time they're targeting everyday utility customers with deceptive tactics and bogus threats. We'll break down exactly how these schemes work, what red flags to watch out for, and the essential steps you need to take to safeguard your accounts and your hard-earned money. Staying informed is your best defense against these predatory practices. Now, let's pivot to something that's sparking joy and igniting young minds. Get ready for a look at a brand new animated series that's blending education with pure fun. We're diving into how a legendary media personality is lending his voice and expertise to a show designed to make learning about our world engaging and accessible for kids. It's an innovative approach to understanding complex topics, using storytelling and vibrant animation to capture the imagination and foster a lifelong love of discovery. This innovative new show is poised to make a significant impact, and we've got all the details on its unique approach to teaching. From interactive elements to beloved voice talent, it's more than just a cartoon, it's a launchpad for curiosity. Don't miss out on these essential updates. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a beat. A voice that echoes forever. When the final curtain falls on a legendary life, the impact often reverberates in ways we can't immediately comprehend. For many, the passing of an iconic voice isn't just the end of an era. It's a profound personal loss that triggers a cascade of shared memories and emotions. This is precisely the sentiment captured in a deeply moving reflection on the enduring legacy of a voice that defined a genre and touched countless lives. The narrative begins with a personal discovery, a moment of revelation at the tender age of 12, when a world of powerful rock anthems and anthemic bands like Aerosmith, Soundgarden, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and the Police first cracked open the universe for a young listener. These weren't just sounds, they were gateways, found tucked away like hidden treasures in a cousin's room, promising an escape from the quiet routine of country life. While heavier names like Iron Maiden and Led Zeppelin loomed large, they felt too immense for nascent ears, reserved for a future readiness. As the listener matured, so did their musical palette. Rock music evolved from a mere genre into a sanctuary, a formative force where every guitar riff and lyric etched itself into their identity, teaching them to perceive the world through a different lens. The journey took an unexpected turn 3 years ago with the introduction to Ozzy Osbourne, a voice that had been present but perhaps not fully appreciated. The realization of overlooked Black Sabbath tapes brought a pang of regret for lost time, yet also a profound understanding that perhaps this discovery was meant for precisely that moment. While the listener grew, Ozzy, too, navigated his own path through a tumultuous existence of excess, missteps, triumphs, setbacks, and rebirths. His voice, described as a broken brushstroke across the vast canvas of heavy metal, defied conventional standards of perfection. It lacked the polish of a conservatory-trained vocalist, possessing a limited range, a wavering vibrato, and a nasal, often harsh tone. Yet, these very imperfections were the source of his unparalleled magic. Each crack in his delivery felt like a raw confession, each note an exposed nerve, singing as if emerging from the deepest abyss, bearing scars that needed no explanation. To those who critiqued him as not a good singer, the narrative argues that this was precisely the point. Ozzy was an alchemist, transforming his personal fractures into a powerful emotional resonance, earning his title as the Prince of Darkness and of the Lost. The news of his passing triggered a wave of grief, culminating in a deeply cathartic experience in Havana's Submarino Amarillo. Witnessing a tribute band, Pira, led by Lillian Ojda, perform Ozzy's hits, brought forth tears anew. The insistence of a husband to attend, despite the cost, proved to be a worthy sacrifice, etching the night into memory as one of profound intensity. The rendition of Mama, I'm Coming Home mirrored the emotional climax of Ozzy's final concert, compelling everyone present to weep. Surrounding the listener was a tableau of shared sorrow. Men in black with beards and long hair, openly sobbing, a girl in a corner, table mates, friends, and the husband all united in a collective ritual. Even the lead singer, carrying the weight of channeling Ozzy one last time, conveyed a palpable vulnerability that mirrored the audience's own. The song transcended its status as a mere ballad, transforming into a shared confession among strangers united by a common emotional thread. What truly binds fans, beyond the music itself, is the raw emotion it conveys. Ozzy wasn't adored in spite of his flaws, but precisely because of them. It was within his chaos that a reflection of our own imperfect humanity was found. The promise of returning to the Submarino Amarillo to support Pira, regardless of their setlist, signifies earned respect for their talent and dedication. That night served as a potent reminder. Music doesn't perish with the body. The voice of a flawed, broken man can continue its journey, multiplying across thousands of voices and memories. Ultimately, Ozzy's presence persists every time a track is played, and the courage to feel is embraced. This powerful connection through music reminds us that even in the digital age, our personal security remains paramount. But before we dive into how to protect ourselves, let's look at the latest threats emerging in the world. Consumer alert: scammers target utility customers. In an increasingly connected world, a persistent threat continues to prey on unsuspecting individuals. Sophisticated scams designed to drain bank accounts and compromise personal information. Consumers Energy, a major utility provider, is issuing an urgent warning to its customers, highlighting a recent surge in fraudulent activity. The company is urging everyone to be vigilant against scammers who are employing deceptive tactics, demanding immediate payment under the bogus threat of service disconnection. These malicious actors are not just making random calls, they are actively spoofing legitimate consumers' energy phone numbers, making their communications appear authentic. Customers are reporting receiving phone calls and emails that create a sense of panic, insisting on immediate payment to avoid having their power shut off. The scammers are particularly insistent on payment methods that offer little recourse, primarily prepaid debit cards or gift cards. This tactic is designed to make funds disappear quickly and untraceably, leaving victims with no way to recover their money. Consumers Energy emphasizes that they do not operate in this manner. They never demand specific, non-standard payment methods like prepaid debit cards. The company provides a clear and accessible resource for customers to understand legitimate payment options. Consumers Energy, com/ways-to-pay. This website details all the approved and secure ways customers can settle their bills, ensuring transparency and security. The advice from Consumers Energy is clear and actionable. Firstly, customers should be immediately suspicious if anyone asks for personal information or demands payment via prepaid cards, claiming to be from Consumers Energy. Genuine representatives will not pressure customers in this way or insist on such payment methods. If a customer believes they have fallen victim to a scam and has made a payment, they are advised to call Consumers Energy directly at 800-470-750-50. The company is prepared to collect details of the fraudulent incident, which can be crucial in tracking the scammers and potentially preventing future occurrences. For those who have not made a payment but suspect they have been targeted or have received suspicious communications, the recommendation is to file a police report with local law enforcement. This step is vital for official documentation and can contribute to broader investigations into organized scam operations. By acting decisively and reporting these incidents, consumers can play a crucial role in protecting themselves and their communities. The sophistication of these scams underscores the importance of staying informed and skeptical. Scammers are constantly evolving their methods, leveraging technology to impersonate trusted organizations and create artificial urgency. Utility companies like Consumers Energy are on the front lines, working to educate the public and provide the tools necessary to combat these threats. The key takeaway for all customers is to verify any unusual requests directly with the utility company through official channels, rather than acting on the immediate demands of an unsolicited caller or email. This ongoing battle against scammers requires a united front. By sharing information, staying alert, and following the guidance provided by trusted organizations, consumers can significantly reduce their risk of becoming the next victim. Consumers Energy's proactive warning is a critical reminder that vigilance is the best defense in protecting oneself from financial fraud. Staying safe and informed is key in today's world. Now, let's shift our focus to something that's aiming to educate and inspire the next generation with a touch of star power. Roker's Weather Hunters blends fun and meteorology for PBS Kids. For decades, Roker has been a familiar and trusted face, guiding us through the intricacies of weather with his signature blend of expertise and warmth. But before gracing our television screens as a seasoned meteorologist, Roker himself was a dedicated fan of the very medium he would come to master, particularly cherishing Saturday mornings spent immersed in the world of animated shows. This childhood passion has now culminated in a thrilling new venture, Weather Hunters, an original animated series premiering on PBS Kids, where Roker not only lends his voice, but also his extensive knowledge of meteorology to spark curiosity in young minds. This project really is like, not to use a negative term, but almost like a perfect storm, a nexus of everything I love. My family, weather, and animation, Roker shared, expressing his deep enthusiasm for the show. In Weather Hunters, Roker voices a younger, animated version of himself named Al Hunter. This character is depicted as a TV meteorologist with a penchant for dad jokes and a distinctive pair of violet-framed glasses. He is joined by his producer wife, Dot, and their 3 bright, inquisitive children, forming a dynamic family unit dedicated to exploring the wonders of the natural world. The series kicks off with an episode dedicated to the fascinating phenomenon of wind. Through engaging dialogue and visual explanations, the first episode delves into how weather vanes function, the mechanics of an anemometer in measuring wind speed, and the simple yet magical ways wind influences everyday objects like kites, flags, and paper airplanes. When the middle child poses the fundamental question, what exactly is wind, anyway? Al Hunter provides a clear, accessible answer. Well, air is all around us, right? So when air moves, it becomes wind. This approach exemplifies the show's commitment to breaking down complex scientific concepts into digestible and relatable terms for its young audience. Subsequent episodes promise equally engaging explorations. In one, the Hunter family discovers a solar-powered van, ingeniously designed by Grandpa Wallace, which serves as a mobile weather station. The challenge of assembling this innovative device by correctly placing various puzzle pieces adds an element of interactive problem-solving to the narrative. Roker emphasizes the show's core educational philosophy. What's important is we give kids the tools to investigate and to explore what's happening in the world around them when it comes to weather. We're not telling kids what to believe. We're telling them what to look for and then come to your conclusions. The launch of Weather Hunters arrives at a pertinent time, with ongoing discussions about the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's efforts to bolster the National Weather Service amidst budget constraints. Furthermore, the show introduces viewers to contemporary terminology used to describe weather phenomena, such as bomb cyclone, atmospheric river, and polar vortex, equipping children with the language to understand and discuss these events. Executive producer and showrunner Dete Messerve highlights the show's emphasis on sensory learning and scientific inquiry. That ability to sort of connect with your senses helps you connect to weather. And then you realize, hey, it's something I can do. I'm not dependent on other people to make these observations for me, she explains. And that's, I think, the beginning of any kid being scientifically thinking. The series also extends its reach beyond the screen, offering interactive games on the PBS Kids Games app, where children can step into the role of a weather reporter, create avatars, and select appropriate attire for outdoor broadcasts. The series boasts an impressive voice cast, including Cheryl Lee Ralph and LeVar Burton, with Yvette Nicole Brown performing the theme song and Holly Robinson Peete portraying Al Hunter's wife. Roker humorously recounts his wife Deborah Roberts' polite refusal to voice the animated character, quipping, "She said, 'It's okay. I have enough dealing with you in real life. I don't need to deal with you as a cartoon.'" Sarah DeWitt, Senior Vice President and General Manager for PBS Kids, underscores the show's relatability. For young kids, one of the very first conversations you have is, "What's the weather today? Are you going to be able to go outside at recess? Is your soccer game still going to happen? Do you need to wear a coat today?" she notes. Future episodes are set to explore topics like rainbows and the intriguing phenomenon of pink snow, utilizing a blend of 2D and 3D animation to visualize natural beauty. Roker's ultimate goal is to instill a sense of awe and wonder, encouraging children to harness their imagination, deductive reasoning, and curiosity. While tailored for ages 5–8, Weather Hunters aims to be an enriching experience for the entire family, with Roker expressing immense pride in this project, seeing his animated counterpart as perpetually in his 40s, a testament to the enduring magic of animation. From educating our youngest viewers to empowering everyone with knowledge, the world of media and news continues to evolve. But behind the scenes of these informative platforms, vital support is needed to keep crucial reporting alive. PumpTalk News, fueling independent journalism in critical times. In an era saturated with information, the ability to discern fact from fiction, particularly on complex and often contentious issues, is more critical than ever. PumpTalk News positions itself as a vital resource, committed to delivering on-the-ground reporting across a spectrum of significant topics, from reproductive rights to the ever-evolving landscape of climate change and the pervasive influence of big tech. The organization emphasizes its dedication to investigative journalism, citing efforts such as scrutinizing the financial activities of Elon Musk's pro-Trump PAC and producing impactful documentaries like The A Word, which sheds light on the struggles of American women advocating for reproductive rights. PumpTalk News operates on the principle that in this critical juncture of U.S. history, having reporters actively engaged and speaking directly with the people involved is paramount. They assert that their ability to dispatch journalists to interview diverse perspectives is directly enabled by the support of their audience. This direct engagement allows them to move beyond mere messaging and delve into the core facts of developing stories. The organization frames listener and viewer contributions not just as donations, but as essential fuel for independent journalism, enabling them to continue their work without the constraints often imposed by commercial interests or the need for paywalls. Distinguishing itself in the media landscape, PumpTalk News highlights its trustworthiness across the political spectrum. They proudly state that they are not like many other quality news outlets that restrict access to their reporting and analysis through paywalls. Instead, PumpTalk News operates under a model where quality journalism is made available to everyone. This philosophy is sustained by those who can afford to contribute, creating a system where access is democratized and critical information remains accessible to all, regardless of their financial capacity. This approach underscores a belief in the public's right to information and the responsibility of those who can support it to ensure its availability. The article then circles back to a specific example of media content, referencing Al Roker's new PBS Kids animated show, Weather Hunters. It reiterates Roker's personal connection to animation and his excitement about merging his passions for family, weather, and cartoons. The piece highlights Roker's role as the voice of Al Hunter, a meteorologist character, and details the show's educational premise, focusing on making weather science accessible and engaging for children. It mentions the show's approach to explaining concepts like wind and its use of interactive elements to foster scientific thinking. This inclusion of the Weather Hunters segment within the broader context of PumpTalk News's mission serves to illustrate the type of diverse, informative content the outlet might cover or support. It demonstrates a commitment to providing valuable insights, whether through hard-hitting investigations or through highlighting positive initiatives in educational media. The overarching message is one of empowerment through information and the crucial role that independent news organizations play in a healthy society, supported by a community that values and invests in truth-seeking journalism. From the vital work of investigative journalism to the educational endeavors shaping our future, the flow of information is constant. But what happens when that flow is disrupted by those seeking to deceive? That's all the news you need to know for today. We covered the enduring power of a legendary voice, crucial warnings about consumer scams, the exciting launch of Al Roker's educational cartoon, and the vital mission of independent journalism. Don't miss our next update. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, drop a comment below, and follow us on all social platforms to stay in the loop.